और
Yes.
यूकैरियोटिक में न्यूक्लियर।
Okay, anyone else? और कोई आंसर देना चाहता है?
मैम यूकैरियोटिक में
Yes,
न्यूक्लियर
tell it.
रीजन होता है।
Tell it. How you are going to differentiate these two, prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell? कैसे differentiate करोगे इसको?
मैम इसमें
प्रोकैरियोटिक में न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन नहीं होता है, न्यूक्लियोलस भी नहीं होता है, और वो जनरली स्मॉलर होता है यूकैरियोटिक सेल से। उसका साइज 1 to 5 माइक्रोमीटर के अराउंड होता है। और प्रोकैरियोटिक में मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड ऑर्गेनेल्स एब्सेंट होते हैं।
Okay, now see, when we are going to distinguish between these two, what we are going to say that prokaryotic cells are smaller in size. Okay, prokaryotic cells जो है eukaryotic cells से smaller in size होंगे। तो smaller in size, how the cell size differ? Prokaryotic cells have the size of 1 to 10 micron meter. ठीक है, prokaryotic cells का size क्या होगा? Yes, tell me.
1 to 10 micrometer.
1 to 10 micrometer.
Yes, and eukaryotic cells?
Eukaryotes का 5 to 100
Yes, very good.
micrometer.
Now next is, in case of prokaryotic cells, single chromosome is present inside the cell, while in case of eukaryotic, more than one chromosome will be there. Okay, next difference is the nuclear region is not well defined in case of prokaryotes, while in eukaryotes it is very well defined nuclear region. Okay, and the nucleus is also bounded by nuclear membrane. One more important point is there, in eukaryotic cell all the important cell organelles except ribosome are absent, but in case of eukaryotic cell all the cell organelles are membrane bound cell organelles are present. So we are going to say that yes, this is one of the very important point, that in prokaryotes the membrane bound cell organelles are absent, while exception is there for the ribosome, but in case of eukaryotes membrane bound cell organelles are present. So this is the difference between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Then we people have discussed about the plasma membrane. Now one important question already I explained to you. Why plasma membrane is called selectively permeable membrane? क्यों plasma membrane को? Yes.
Ma'am, because it allows many selectable particles to enter inside the cell and also prevent from harmful substances to enter inside the cell.
Now, anyone tell me what are the other function of plasma membrane? प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का और फंक्शन बताओ।
It separates the cell from external environment, keeps the cell content in right position.
It provides protection against microbes.
Yes.
It provides flexibility to the cell.
See, when we are talking about the plasma membrane, as I told you, the plasma membrane is that type of a structure which is separating the cell from the external medium. वो cell को जो है external medium से separate करता है, ठीक है? तो the cell is separated by the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane also protect the internal content of the cell. Cell के अंदर का जो कुछ भी content है, उसको कौन protect कर रहा है? Plasma membrane, because it is acting as a boundary in case of animal cell. एनिमल सेल का अगर हम लोग केस देखें तो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन इज एक्टिंग एज अ बाउंड्री. ओके, ये एक बाउंड्री का काम कर रहा है. इट इज सेपरेटिंग द सेल फ्रॉम द एक्सटर्नल मीडियम. वो एक्सटर्नल मीडियम से सेल को सेपरेट कर रहा है. एंड इट इज ऑल्सो प्रोटेक्टिंग द सेल फ्रॉम इंजरी. वो सेल को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है, गिविंग शेप टू द सेल. शेप भी दे रहा है सेल को. एंड वी आर यूजिंग द टर्म सेलेक्टिवली परमेएबल फॉर द प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. मींस इट कंट्रोल or it do the work of selection, we can say. It only allows some material to come inside the cell and some material to go outside. Okay, कुछ ही मटेरियल को ये सेल के अंदर आने देता है और कुछ सेलेक्टेड चीज को ही बाहर जाने देगा. तो as it is doing the work of selection, so it is called selectively permeable membrane. We can say in a simple sentence, we will say that it control entry and exit of material. ये control करता है entry and exit को. Suppose here I am drawing one animal cell. See, if I am drawing here one animal cell, if this is an animal cell and this is our plasma membrane, then it is separating the cell from the external boundary. ये cell को separate कर रहा है. It is separating the cell, acting as a boundary. ये boundary का काम कर रहा है और cell को separate कर रहा है बाहर की दुनिया से. ठीक? It is giving what it is protecting the cell, content of the cell. Cell के अंदर जो कुछ भी content है उसको ये protection दे रहा है, ये protect कर रहा है. Okay? Next जो है plasma membrane is made up of, what will be the answer? Yes, tell me. Plasma membrane किससे बना हुआ है?
Proteins and
Protein and lipid.
Protein and lipid. Very good. So plasma membrane, it is made up of protein and lipid. It is also called selectively permeable membrane. Why it is called selectively permeable membrane? Because it is allowing certain material to come inside the cell and certain material to go outside. Now, when the exchange of material takes place in or out of the cell, that take place through the process of, yes,
diffusion and osmosis.
diffusion and osmosis. Very good. Yes, it is diffusion and osmosis. Yes, very good. Now, what is diffusion? What
diffusion is the movement.
A spontaneous movement of molecules.
Diffusion is the movement of
high to low.
Spontaneous movement of, yes,
movement of molecules from high to lower concentration.
very good. From the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration, when the movement is taking place, particularly here we are talking about the gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, so जब gaseous exchange हो रहा है, that is taking place through the process of diffusion. Very good. Now, water exchange occur inside or outside the cell by the process of, yes,
Osmosis.
there also what we will find, what we will see, क्या वहां पे हम लोगों को मिलेगा, that the things are moving. Already you people understand what is the osmosis and what is diffusion. Diffusion और osmosis दोनों के बारे में हम लोगों को पता है. That is in diffusion. Diffusion is the process which is taking place in solid, liquid as well as gas. Whereas osmosis, it is taking place only in case of liquid. Liquid के केस में ये होगा. ठीक है? We people have already discussed that these two processes are very important in exchange of materials. And plasma membrane, it is doing the work of selection. That's why it is called selectively permeable membrane. Things are, I think, now it is clear to you. Next, we are talking about the three types of solution.
में ions आएगा?
Yes, three types of solution we people have discussed. What are those three types of solution? Anyone tell me?
Hypotonic.
Suppose a cell is put in very high in a very dilute medium, and if it is an animal cell, what will happen? Very dilute medium we are talking about, and the cell is
Cell will burst.
The cell is swell up.
The cell will swell up. Either it is a plant cell or it is an animal cell. The cell will swell up. And after a certain stage, if it is an animal cell, what will happen? If the medium is very much dilute,
It will burst.
yes, it will burst. Very good. Because we know that what is the nature of plasma membrane? It is flexible. We are using the term flexible for the plasma membrane. So after a certain stage, if the swelling is taking place and the cell is put in hypotonic medium, then after a certain stage, what will happen? The cell will burst. Okay, cell जो है cell होके क्या होगा? It will burst. This will happen in case of animal cell if it is put in hypotonic medium. Now, what will be the result if a cell is there present in the isotonic medium?
Cell will stay
Cell
in
will
same
remain
side.
at the same
It has the same concentration. The concentration will be same as inside and outside. That's why no any movement will be there. But if a cell is put in hypertonic medium,
The cell is going to shrink.
more
the
than
cell will
the cell
shrink.
will sink.
Okay, cell जो है, what will happen? The cell will going to Lose water, loss water. There is loss of water and the cell will shrink. Very good. Yes, someone is writing in the chat box. Very good. The cell will shrink. Now, right now I am showing one figure. Board is visible to you all or not?
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Yes, ma'am.
See, here I am drawing one figure. Okay, this is the animal cell which I am erasing now, and I am drawing here a plant cell. If this is the plant cell, and here a large vacuole is present, okay, and the internal content of the cell is like this. So, if what we are discussing is if the internal content of the cell will be moved to this side here, away from the cell wall, the condition is called, yes,
Plasmolysis.
Plasmolysis.
plasmolysis. What will happen? How the condition of plasmolysis will arise? कैसे plasmolysis का condition arise होता है? Yes.
Due to exosmosis.
Hypertonic
Due to
solution.
exosmosis, what happens? Can you explain?
पानी जो है वो बाहर चला जाता है प्लांट के सेल से, तो सेल मेम्ब्रेन जो होता है वो कांटेक्ट छोड़ देता है
और जितने भी इंटरनल पार्ट होते हैं वो सेल मेम्ब्रेन से हट जाते हैं.
Speak in English, beta. Try to speak in English. Yes, you are saying the right thing. Speak in English.
When a living plant cell loses water through osmosis, there is a shrinkage or of contains that cell away from cell wall.
Cell will shrink and get away from the
Due
cell
to
wall.
exosmosis.
See,
Cell will
the
shrink and
internal
get away
content.
from the cell
Yes.
wall and lose the contact with the cell wall.
Okay, anyone else? Gargi, you try to explain. Gargi, how you are going to use the perfect sentence for this? Yes, I think Salvi is writing in the chat box. Yes, Gargi, tell it in English.
Yes, ma'am.
How you are going to explain what happens if a plant cell is put in hypertonic solution? कैसे explain करोगी Gargi?
Ma'am, when a plant cell loses its water through osmosis, then there is a shrinkage of content inside the cell away from the cell wall, and this phenomena is known as plasmolysis.
Yes, this is the correct answer. See, when a plant cell is put in hypotonic medium, अगर हम लोग hypotonic medium में plant cell को डालते हैं hypertonic medium में, तो क्या होगा? Plant cell will start losing water. जब hypertonic medium है तो water को lose करेगा, तो there will be water loss in hypertonic medium when the plant cell is present in the hypertonic medium. Okay, and due to loss of water, the plant cell will start shrinking. But we know that the cell wall is rigid, so cell wall will not shrink. What will shrink then? The internal content which is present in the cell, that will shrink and move far away from the cell wall. So this condition is called plasmolysis. इस condition को plasmolysis कहेंगे, क्योंकि we know that the cell wall is rigid. Cell wall जो है वो rigid होता है. Okay, so the cell wall is not going to shrink. What will happen? The internal content, whatever is present inside the cell, that is the internal content of the cell. So the internal content will shrink and it is going to move far away from the cell wall. And this particular condition is called plasmolysis. Okay, that day I also told you that when a plasmolysed cell is put in again in dilute medium, what will happen? The plasmolysed cell will show deplasmolysis. Okay, वापस जो है वो deplasmolysis को show करेगा. If it is put again in the dilute medium, is it clear? कहते हैं कि nucleus control all the activities of the cell. That's why it is called control center of the cell. Now, when we talk about the function of nucleus, what are the function? The first, as I told you, it control all the activities of the cell. Second one, nucleus play.
It helps in cellular reproduction.
It helps in cellular reproduction. Means first of all, if a cell divide, first of all we will observe that the nucleus will divide and then the whole cell will divide. Nuclear division is also called
Karyokinesis.
Karyokinesis. And then the cell will divide, that is called cytokinesis. ठीक है, तो ये दोनों एक्टिविटीज जो है न्यूक्लियस को हम लोग कह सकते हैं कि न्यूक्लियस प्ले वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, वेरी वाइटल रोल इन अ सेल. इट कंट्रोल ऑल द एक्टिविटीज ऑफ द सेल एज वेल एज इट हेल्प्स इन वी कैन से इट प्ले वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन रिप्रोडक्शन. वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल अदा करता है किसमें, रिप्रोडक्शन में. ठीक है, and it is related to the transmission of hereditary character from parent to offspring. Inside the nucleus, what is present?
DNA and protein.
Chromosomes, and we know that chromosomes are made up of DNA and protein. And functional unit of DNA is called
Genes.
So genes are responsible for inheritance of character from parent to offspring. Whatever characters we are taking from our parents, that is due to genes. Okay, so nucleus we can say it play very important role and in the cell. ये nucleus जो है बहुत important role अदा करता है किसमें, cells में. In this way the function, and if that day also I explain to you people about the structure of nucleus. So nucleus is bounded by, tell me,
Double membrane.
Double membrane. It is membrane bound structure. Double membrane is there. One is the outer one, another one is the inner one. In between, yes, if we see the structure of nuclear membrane, it is double membrane, and there are pores, which is called nuclear
pores.
Yes, so that the exchange of material take place between cytoplasm and in between cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm or cytoplasm